If you type manta ray into Google, lots of questions come up. Can I eat one is probably the strangest. The same thing happens when you search for stingray, and even Mobula ray. What that really means is that some people really like rays, and if that's you, you're really going to like this episode. We've compiled the best footage we could license so you can appreciate these majestic giants.
Oh my god, it's massive!
And their smaller cousins in their natural habitats. This is Deep Blue Discovery. Coming up on this episode, find out what did this to a stingray.
Wow, look at that.
And before we start, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. First, every year, usually between May and December, manta rays gather in Hanifaru Bay in the northern Maldives. The lunar tide causes a massive concentration of plankton, and the manta ray's usual feeding behaviour becomes more of a frenzy. Divers who get to see this mass gathering never forget the experience. Mantas are the largest rays in the world, but very few are as big as this rare white manta.
Oh my god, it's massive!
It was spotted by tourists off Indonesia's Raja Ampat Islands, and it caused a bit of a stir amongst the group. The exact size of this white animal isn't known, but according to Guinness World Records, the largest giant manta wingspan ever documented is more than 9 meters.
Oh my god, it's massive!
One of the best ways to see these creatures is from the air. This drone footage was captured by a professional filmmaker. It gives us a good idea of the size of the creature, thanks to the context provided by the paddleboarder. Despite their size, manta rays are gentle and pose no threat to people. That much is clear in this footage, filmed off Hawaii. The larger manta rays often hunt for food in the deep, but you'll see them near the surface too. Plankton, the backbone of their diet, are attracted to bright lights. So if you run a certain wavelength of light through the water at night, you might get to see amazing scenes like this. If anyone knows more about the whole light baiting thing, let us know in the comments. Manta rays have the largest brain-to-size ratio of any fish in the sea. They share intelligence traits you'll often only find in things like dolphins, elephants, and primates. They can apparently recognise themselves in the mirror and have such good long-term memory, they create mind maps of their environment. It's no wonder divers and snorkelers find them such a joy to be around. Unfortunately, both subspecies of manta ray are considered vulnerable. The main threat to their survival is overfishing. Their long lives and slow reproduction cycles mean their numbers can be hard to replenish. However, their tourist appeal and certain international agreements have in recent years helped to protect these incredible creatures. Still to come on Deep Blue Discovery, we'll take a look at the manta ray's jumpier cousin. But first, stingrays. This one in a South African harbour is purportedly the same venomous species that killed Steve Irwin, but as you can see, these animals are not usually much of a threat. Their barbed tails are for self-defence. The marine biologist in the water here is keen to point out that this stingray keeps its tail bent away from her at all times. Stingrays aren't usually this large either. At 4.3 metres, this one is encroaching on manta territory. Some stingrays are also happy to be hand-fed. At this beach in the Maldives, tourists are not only allowed to feed them, they're also able to pet them. Earlier we saw a manta ray next to a paddleboarder. Now we have a stingray near surfers off Australia's Bondi Beach. This is an absolute monster in terms of size, and the drone pilot was very lucky to catch it on camera. Stingrays often live in the shallows near the coast because it's there they're safest from predators. It's not uncommon for them to hide in the sand or sit in silence on the sea floor. They both hunt for shellfish and other food there, but also use it to avoid becoming prey themselves. Unfortunately, in New Zealand's Ruby Bay, the shallows don't provide the protection they need. Here, another drone pilot captured a killer whale, turning a stingray into its dinner. This is relatively uncommon. According to the filmer, this is one of the only places in the world you're likely to see a killer whale chowing down on a stingray in this way.
Clearly see where the orca's taken a big chunk right out of the side and teared its liver out. Wow, look at that. Amazing. You can even see the orca's teeth mark right in the front here where it's grabbed the stingray in the front.
When stingrays encounter killer whales, it rarely ends well for the stingray. What you're about to see is thought to be playful behaviour, but ends with the stingray knocked for 6. It's not known whether the killer whales later ate the ray, but according to the photographer, they did continue to play with it for quite some time. From birth, stingrays are able to fend for themselves. As you can see from this litter, born in captivity, they very much look like adults as soon as they're born.
Get over here. Oh, I got it. I got it.
In the wild, you'll often see these animals in the shallows searching the seafloor for food, like this rare albino stingray. Believe it or not, they have extremely strong jaws on the front of their bodies, and that's why shellfish make up a substantial part of their diet. Sadly, like manta rays, stingrays also fall victim to fishing and human waste. Here off the coast of India, a diver's rescuing a baby trapped in a ghost fishing net. According to the filmer, the ray wasn't the only creature trapped in the net, which spanned more than 500 metres. This bull stingray was subject more to bad luck than anything else. It got stuck under a rock during high tide near Australia's Kealoha beach. Fortunately, the locals got together to save the creature. These rescue efforts are certainly testament to how much people love these awesome animals. Finally, on today's episode, a variety of ray best known for two things: gathering in large groups for feeding frenzies, and jumping out of the ocean in spectacular fashion. Mobula rays, also known as devil rays, really do gather in big groups. Check out this footage off the coast of Mexico, one of their popular haunts. It's proof, if proof were needed, that this is some kind of pack animal. Mobula rays might look like manta rays, but they are smaller and differ slightly in terms of their characteristics and behaviours, mass gatherings of this scale being slightly less common, particularly among the giant variety of manta. But these animals are no less fascinating. They're incredibly good swimmers, and when you see them in groups of more than 100, it can be mesmerising. They gather like this to feed on plankton and other tiny fish, scooping the food into their mouths using the so-called devil horns on the sides of their heads. Why they jump out of the water so acrobatically is actually a mystery. It's believed it may simply be males trying to impress females, because males jump more often. But they could also be communicating something else, perhaps the location of food, or even cleaning themselves. Some whales, for example, breach to remove parasites from their bodies. Mobula rays are intelligent too, so who knows, they could just be leaping out of the ocean because it's fun. We'll leave you with some footage of these awesome animals enjoying the waters off Baja California. Thanks for watching Deep Blue Discovery. We hope you enjoyed this episode about 3 of the better known species of ray. Remember, if you have any suggestions about what we should cover on the channel, leave a comment below. We always do our best to respond, and we have covered a few things suggested by subscribers. If you like our videos, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time with more interesting stuff from our incredible underwater worlds.